You know how I do.
Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the Dota 2 Champions League. I'm your host for the English livestream, Toby1, bringing you now our US division of the D2CL, where the Sneaky Nix Assassins will be playing their final games here in their group stage to see if they can get that #1 position, the sought-after spot to get yourself through to maybe even the LAN finals. Could you get yourself there? DreamHack Bucharest is going to be amazing, and hopefully so will be this game. It's been a while. Cat's be the man doing all the late shifts here at JD. At least in the, I say late shifts in America. This should be like a really good time of the afternoon for you now. Maybe a little bit early into the mid-afternoon if you're from West Coast. But hopefully you'll enjoy these games. But Brazilian Dota, I casted these guys saying Baja, King Red, Ned, 40R, Klotz. I haven't cast these boys in a very, very long time. But it's gonna be nice to come back and enjoy it and enjoy casting these guys. We've actually got it's Pain Gaming first. So I think I had Dream Destroyers tagged up here, so I take that back. Sorry, it's Pain Gaming versus Sneaky Nix Assassins. I'll have that corrected. In fact, I'm just gonna double check today. I screwed myself on that one. I had my games the other way around, which is my bad. So Sneaky Nix Assassins versus Pain Gaming is our first matchup. My apologies for the wrong order of the overlays. So Pain Gaming, they're the Brazilians. Reese is right about that one instead of the other American teams. So get to enjoy some of the games from these boys. Their recent result, well, the last game they played was actually here in the D2CL where they 2-0'd out Union Gaming, running a lineup along the lines of, well, just major control. They had Earthshaker as one of the major cores of their lineup, and then with a little of Ember, a little bit of TA, and then initiating jumpers from Klotz. So Bat Rider as well as the Centaur for the offlane. So far, Sneaky Nix Assassins just banning out the Leica, banning out the Death Prophet. It's a very, very standard draft here from TC, who's also still sporting the Team Liquid icon. Pride all the way through it. But yeah, Fluffer Stuff and IX Mike, also old members of Team Liquid. And then we have SNA as well as Ush as the last players for those guys. So we see another Centaur coming up here from Klotz. So the offlaner for him. The Viper as well as Jakira. We're going for the Winged Fiends coming out from Sneaky Nix Assassins. Like there was one draft I cast which was something very similar to this, with just the opening move. Like the Viper and Jakira, and you go, alright, so it's really difficult to kill off. How do they go from there? And all of a sudden Ogre Magi just came out of nowhere. And then you think, okay, think about the tick damage directly onto the heroes. So you got Liquid Fire, which is already pretty damn powerful. And then you add like the Viper Strike as well as the Poison Attack coming out from the Viper, and you put these together, and you realize, okay, you're really kind of screwed for movement, for attack, for basically everything you want to throw out, unless it's stand, steal, and deliver. That's all you can really do up against that kind of attack. But when you add in more tick damage, they had a DK in that lineup as well, going with the Ogre Magi. And this was from a weird game. Like this was like I-League qualifiers being played by 2 random Chinese teams. Found myself casting because it was just the I-League qualifiers, and we said, yeah, sure, we're not really doing anything today, so yeah, let's do it. But I'm interested to see if TC is going to approach the same kind of thing. He may not. It may just be stock old standard kind of thing. The Aegis Prophet's going to be banned out by Pain Gaming. Might be a little bit more concerned about the pushing power. Jakira's, like, he's one of these heroes that, like, 5-7 minutes into the game, if you got some good levels on him, can solo push towers.
10 seconds.
That's the power of his Liquid Fire. Level 4 Liquid Fire just solo pushes down the towers. And you're forced to have a reaction, and Centaur can't really have one. I'm also looking forward to seeing that new dual breath of his.
Reserve time.
Earthshaker, now going to be a ban out in the third stage.
Remaining.
So just more control being removed from Sneaky Nix. More lane control. And Pain Gaming, like, they've got the jump in, they got their control here, which is
Team
technically in a
ban.
way Skywrath Mage, but the only stun they have currently is from the Centaur. And that's not enough to really jump in on either a Viper or a Chikiro. They ban out the Mirana. So maybe they're thinking about the Sneaky Nyx Assassin's initiation.
10 seconds
With this lineup, you don't
remaining.
even have to have like a straight initiation. If you feel you're strong
5
enough, you can just go
seconds
for a full
remaining.
push. Like, you can bring back the Pugna and force the lanes out if you want to. You do also have fluffer stuff on SNA, so
Dire
Enchantress
team
isn't
pick.
beyond reason of being selected either. The Enigma ban out by SNA, so they might be a little bit concerned about the Midnight Pulse potential. There's also, obviously, if you're trying to push out towers, you're going to take some time before you really come online, and an Enigma farming up in the
Radiant
jungle would
team
cause a
pick.
problem with that. We should get the Tide Hunter. Alright. This works for me. So the offlane Tide, potentially Viper mid, Chikiro is safe. You could actually then, if Sneaky Nyx Assassins wanted to and get really over-aggressive about this, they could run an aggro tri-lane here, leave the Tide up against the Centaur. The Centaur's going to have very minimal damage, and we'll have to use a lot of double edging to basically farm up, and the Tide should get the upper
10
hand
seconds
in that
remaining.
matchup. Just as far as CS goes. Not really much more than that. Like, he can
5
harass down the
seconds
Centaur,
remaining.
but the Centaur should come prepared with a lot of consumables. And a Doombringer from Pain Gaming.
Dire team pick.
Concerned this is getting a little greedy now. Because if this is what I think it could be from Sneaky Nyx Assassins, and they run a Chikiro in the offlane, the Viper in the mid, depending on who's there, they could actually just put the Viper in the aggro tri-lane with the Chikiro, and get something more like a Rubik. Because Rubik is fantastic up against Centaur. Absolutely fantastic. You normally want a Rubik or a Faceless Void when going up against a Centaur. Maybe not the new Void, because the Chronos rule is like
10 seconds
decreased in
remaining.
size. But it's whatever stops the Stampede.
5 seconds
And the telekinesis is
remaining.
normally one of the greatest things for that. Not only do you get the pickup, but you get the throwback and the AoE
Reserve
stun that comes
time.
from that. So everyone that's running underneath the Centaur can find themselves getting stunned up halfway through that Stampede. And by the time the stun wears off, there's not. Yeah, it's a hard life. Once your center ult is gone and you already try to commit in that hard. A sneak SK, alright.
Radiant team pick.
Well, that gives you your damage. It's not what I was searching for. Like, the team fight control from Sneaky Nyx Assassins is really good. With Epicenter on top of having the Ravage, that might be enough just to freak him out. But it's their jump in initiator they're searching for, and a hero that can back up and then just farm inside the jungle. I'm still not going to say no to the aggro tri-lane, primarily because the SK can still farm up the Radiant jungle, and there's
10
nothing really from
seconds
Pain
remaining.
Gaming which is capable of stopping him apart from a Centaur Hoof Stomp.
5
The Skywrath
seconds
Mage won't be able to stop him.
remaining.
He can't target anything apart from direct heroes. Or units, of course. So, Pain
Reserve
Gaming,
time.
the puck. Whoa, it's 0 seconds!
Dire team ban.
I don't know if random. Nope. There's no word inside the chat. But they went down to 0 seconds on their reserve time, and now they're walking around with a puck, who up against a Viper doesn't
10
really deal
seconds
that well.
remaining.
Corrosive skin with that resistance you got on him works
5
really
seconds
nicely.
remaining.
And the phase shift and then coming back out when you got the ice path right below you, Yule Scepter doesn't protect you with
Reserve
that.
time.
So we can't see the build like we saw from Fader early today where you go a Yule Scepter and have protection. It definitely doesn't work that way. So Sneaky Nyx Assassins now with their 5th ban. There was nothing said in the chat. Just when the reserve time hits, like if it has 1 second, then you know 100% they got their pick in time. But this could have actually technically been a random as well. But there's nothing being said, so we will proceed
Radiant
as
team
normal.
ban.
As a Wraith King as the final ban out by Sneaky Nyx Assassins. If they did that, that would be so greedy from Pain Gaming. So greedy. It would be a combination with the Skywrath Mage, but it would be a dual melee safe lane.
10 seconds.
Unless they're
remaining.
running an aggro lane, maybe that's what they're concerned about.
5 seconds.
Like a Centaur
remaining.
Skywrath Wraith King. But you're still going to do that up against... No. Because I can just put a
Dire
Tide Hunter
team
up there with the Stout Shield and shared consumables. If you need to, rotate the Chikiro up there. You can still be very aggressive on the offlane. I'm liking... Like, the draft from Pain Gaming is really nice, but only if they get levels as well as gold. Without these two things, they don't really achieve much. Their initiation and control later in the game is wonderful. Like, you're still running a triple silence
10
lineup
seconds
with a Stampede
remaining.
initiation. And once Doom can pick up a Centaur, so they'll have
5
double
seconds
stomps available
remaining.
too. And then the Dream Core control, which these heroes from Sneaky Nick's Assassins won't really want to be
Reserve
building into
time.
BKBs. Instead, they're really a tanky kind of lineup. Even though I know it says like 1 agility, 1 intelligence, and 2 strength heroes. The SK and Tide are obviously strength, so tanky by nature. The Viper has a lot of resistance on him. And most of the damage coming out from Pain Gaming right now is magical. And then you've got Jakiro, who is actually one of the highest strength gaining supports in the game. So it's very difficult to kill him off. That's why his transition into being a core, which was first really pushed into the European scene. I'm going to say still my, oh my god, I forgot his name. I want to say BZZ. I think I'm right with that one. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. By Team Empire. And they, actually, no, virtus.pro's kept core. Yeah. And that's where, yeah, you got a lot of power. And an Invoker pickup? It could still be Viper, Jakiro, SK offlane, and then the Invoker safe lane, or mid lane, and the Tide Hunter safe lane. Because then you'd just be lending your Sunstrikes, and that's even more kill potential coming out from SNA. I've still enjoyed their lineup. And a PA as the final selection. This means this is a support Doom. This has to be a support Doom. They have no other choice here. There was nothing said in chat saying that wasn't meant to be a pickup. It's Klotz's Puck. So yeah, this is a support Doombringer, which Pain Gaming will be running here. Which means their lane presence is next to nothing. Transition into mid-game is wonderful if they survive the early game. But they must survive the early game. Which means if Sneaky Nick's Assassins do run a defensive lane, like they put Tide on the off lane, the pushing power into the tower will still be there from the Jakiro. But it's going to be crippled a little bit. Because you're not getting a Jakiro like solo level. So the early push doesn't really come. The push will come around 7 to 8 minutes into the game. And by that point, Doombringer should have enough farm that he can move up towards the top lane and help out a little bit up against the Puck. And the Puck Dream Call is enough where you can probably also keep the creep wave at bay. So where are you going to head, Nick's Assassins? This is my major question for you.
Prepare for
SNA Mike 88 off lane. TC safe lane Viper. And the Invoker in towards the mid. I won't say I'm not disappointed, but we'll see just how much space this really does grant them. Because Pain Gaming, just looking at their positioning, where are we putting this ward? Okay, the ping's coming out saying, please block up this cam. And he will. Actually puts it in rather deep. Like we saw our warding earlier today, which is able to see a little bit further up. And you just put the ward a little bit more over to the side. That actually lets you see down to the river as well, as opposed to keeping it really tight. But the advantage of having the ward a little bit closer here means if you're going to try and de-ward out of here, normally drop like a sentry ward in this position, and this will not be in range. So you can still hold that ward as a vision ward
30
on the lane.
seconds to battle.
And there were 2 sentry wards brought in by the SK. It just means he has no vision whatsoever of this region either. And once the camp's been spotted out, I want to see where that SK puts his ward to see if this is really going to pay off for the Obs ward in the off lane. Alright, so lane-wise, Fluff and stuff, he's actually still hovering around the bottom lane. He's got an Observer ward. They've already put 1 Vision ward down here on the lane. It's a very defensive Vision ward, mainly meant for solos only. The rune's going to spawn up on top, and there's a haste rune for the SK. He may as well harass Baja down a little bit here. He could have technically also gone for the Burrow Strike and forced him to level up. He couldn't force him to level up Scorched Earth, but he could have dropped the Doombringer down to half-life and made it a little bit more difficult for him to early jungle, which is obviously what he's doing. With Quelling Blade as well. Sentry Ward's down for the Radiant side. So they do see the fact that Observer Ward's there, mainly because they're actually the vision's cut. That one tree needs to be removed for it. Now Ned, Liquid Fire Harassment. And this is when the Sky Wrath Mage is going to get really, really sad. It's a dual off lane with 2 of the greatest controls. Like Ike's Mike's perfect up against King Red because of the Anchor Smash, which he'll now level up as the double edge comes up from King Red. That's just putting your foot down straight away. That's why I'm surprised like the SK didn't force the issue on Baja. He's already at 270 life points, so he has to Scorched Earth and use his Tango to try and stay up. The PA should get... Well, actually, the PAs might actually have an easy time in mid lane We saw this being played by VG Gaming. They actually put Black into middle lane as a PA twice. And it's such a great lane for a PA. Because you can't really stop a CS. Even if you feel like you can zone her out a little bit. What she's capable of doing is just using the Stifling Dagger to farm. The problem is obviously the flight time, as you just saw then. The Invoker able to get Denial off because of that. Klot's getting some good CS off the... yeah, he's 3-1 on an offlane puck. And almost up to level 3. Picked up one of the Harpies too.
Radiant's bottom tower is
This is a really good farm for him. Up against this offlane of Nyx Assassins, but it is a dual offlane. Which means the experience which is being shared on this tri-lane, on the safe lane, is kind of equal. Fluffer Stuff, that's trouble. Hoof Stomp, double edge. He's trying to keep the damage low on King Red with that anchor smash, but it's just too much. Then we'll force IX Mike back off this lane. And this dual lane is really not functioning for sneaky Nyx Assassins. And the mid lane is not working either. Like the Invoker, he's never meant to get... Well, Courier. He's not meant to get the upper hand here in the lane anyway. Because it's an Invoker in early levels. He gets them later. He's searching for Sunstrike kills primarily. Unless you lose their vision on the bottom lane, the dire side. So I don't know when a rune's going to be picked up and attacked into them. The last rune was the Invis rune for a Skywrath Mage. Puck. He's trying to force him back with the SK, but there's no presence there at all. SK needs to leech up to level 3. Centaur, another kill. Actually killing off an off-lane Tidehunter with a Jakiro behind him. Well, I like the draft, but this wasn't the way I saw the draft really working out for Sneaky Nyx. And now Pain Gaming, they're off to a great start. Their greed's paying off. The Doomring is fighting levels inside the jungle, a lot more than what the SK's been able to achieve. He's going to deny the creep wave at the moment with the double stack. And that gives a little bit more control. TC is like the primary man. Now this guy's going to get himself a really quick mech, and then Sneaky Nyx Assassin's teamfights have to win. Because if they don't, the snowballing momentum of Pain is just really going to kick in. The Centaur looks like he's going to build into Tranquil Boots at the moment. But he still found himself some okay farm. It's 11-3 up against a Tide who's 13-0. But it's the kills which are helping that more. They're going again on Fluffer Stuff. The Hoof Stop, there's no mana for it. Now there actually is. Use the stick charge, it's available. But they turn into Ned with the Liquid Fire harassment. I suppose this Jakiro is getting stronger. Maybe the joy was short-lived for Pain Gaming. Because that Sunstrike's still winning. There's level 3 Sunstrike. But there's just a little bit more harassment going into Ned. And they see him standing still. I guess Sunstrike can connect. Then they're looking at a good kill. And the Liquid Fire from Jakiro makes sure you can always keep that harassment going. King Red wants to try and fight it. But he's going to get chipped down by the Anchor Smash. As long as IX Mike can keep his mana up. But with the 10 stick charges, because the Skywrath Mage has been spamming out a lot. He's got a lot of burst mana to come in. Trying to hide in the tree lines. Make Pain Gaming fear a little bit more. But their Observer Ward's watching most of this, even though now it is nighttime. And they can use the Fog of War to their advantage. There's still going to be some heavy work. And this Viper. Cracking level 6 shortly. Now King Red. Looking to go for IX Mike 88. Just a chip damage. Coming with a double edge. He does have these Tranquil Boots up and running now. As well as Tango charges. Obviously the Tranquil Boots aren't really helping him out to the full extent. Because he has to keep farming up the lane. This Puck. Okay. You know, I was talking about before, like the lanes, maybe they're actually going quite well for Pain Gaming. This Puck's still picking out very, very little. It's 8-2, he's got some good experience, but you got to search for some stayability, be this through Treads or Initiation, be this through Blink Dagger. Now, IX Mike 88, Hoof Stomp, the dual breath, trying to slow down King Red with the Liquid Fire and the Anchor Smash into a Gush. This will get some good levels the way of Fluffer Stuff. He'll get the kill on King Red and can battle up against Ned as well. Ice Part to follow up. Where is this Sunstrike going to come in? The dual breath. Ned going into the tree line. Still no Sunstrike, and Ned actually turns to fight, which means Fluffer Stuff has to back up. Concussive shots as well. The TP's on the way. He just wants to munch in a tree, but it won't be fast enough or enough regeneration. So 4-1, the Skywrath Mage gets the solo kill on the Jakiro and getting very close to level 6. which means Mystic Flare is going to be available shortly. Now they're going to Centaur ulti again, running in onto SNA. A quick cold snap keeps King Red out, but the Forest Strike catching him out into the Sandstorm as well. The Ice Path making sure this set, well, whoever's going to be in here, King Red or the Doombringer have to remain here, but the regeneration's too high. They have vision up high ground? Yeah, they do. Blink up for the kill. 7-1 in favor of Pain. Perfect execution. SK, Invoker, and Rating all going down in mid. And Pain Gaming showing just how much tankability they've got. The Meg's actually being purchased up by Baja too. So out of the jungle, he's going to have a lot more money. And the experience with that kill is also just swinging around. Ice Mike 88, another Hoof Stomp, double edge. Then Seal, more orb attack damage. They have a double edge in 3 seconds time. That healing sound's going to be cancelled up on Ice Mike 88, and they got another orb attack, and there's your double edge. 8-1 now. Sneaky Nix Assassins have lost complete control of this. Complete control. And Klotz, he's up even up to 1,000 gold. That's a quick orb attack with the Stifling Dagger to make sure the Invoker stays slowed up where he is. The support's hanging around by Flubber Stop. He's up to level 5 now. So looking for the 3rd point up in that Liquid Fire. He needs to actually head top lane. Like, as far as Sneaky Nix Assassins goes, they have to use their strengths. So they got the Sand King farming up in the jungle. He needs to get a Blink Dagger, but until that's ready, they won't have the initiation potential. Flubber Stuff, I think he's actually just staying here in the middle lane because he's worried about the jump in from the PA. But PA is at a point which he's almost farmed enough that she'll fight both the Invoker as well as the Jakiro. Or will happen just like they did in the last game, in the last fight in the mid. There's 3 heroes behind that PA when she goes in. Where you can take the Jakiro up to the top lane and just chip away at this top tower. Force the rotations out from Pain. That way you buy space for Ice Mike 88. Now, this Sand King's coming in. The Centaur ulti, Cold Snap, try to slow him down. They can't reach him. The Ice Path, PA, hung around and then blinks up to the high ground up where the Doombringer is. This Doombringer is almost running like the Lifestealer of old, which is like an off-lane kind of hero. Like, I say an off, like, someone that can go jungle, and then just has to move in slightly to help out the team in the mid. Before it was like an open wins rage run-in with Infest burst damage. That was what you were searching for. And if you needed to, then you go towards the top lane defense. But this Doombringer is a huge perilous kind of thing. The Viper is coming out, and Sunstrike searching for the kill as well, but it's not going to work. TC's going to back himself up. Concussive shot as well as Doom. And with the Scorcher and Unholy Aura, they got more than enough regeneration to dive into TC. Don't think the Setup Blast was really essential, but seeing the TP in from Ice Mike 88, especially when he's sped up by a Haste Rune, triggers the Ravage, catches out 2 heroes, but doesn't get the Skywrath Mage, who throws out more orb attacks. And not even worried about the attacks coming. Like, can't outrun it forever. But now 9-1 on the board for the Brazilians.
Tower is under attack.
Look, and they may even qualify themselves for the playoffs. Klotz TPs himself out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
King Reg still continuously farming up. Almost got that Blink Dagger available. So people are aware too the way the playoffs work. It's the 4 top teams from the division. So Sneaky Nix Assassins basically need like 2 wins tonight, and they'll qualify themselves in. Because they're currently sitting at 4-2. So if they get to 6-4, they'll be happy. You play 10 games in total, as there's 6 teams. You play everybody, well, I say twice. They're 2-game series. That's why we've only got 2 more nights in the American division. It's tonight and tomorrow night. That's it. Now we go into playoffs for these boys.
Under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Here's that push we're just looking for. Flubber Stuff coming out with the 3 points up in Liquid Fire. They've only got 1 of the 4 spirits available, because only a level 8 Invoker. But the Liquid Fire attack into the tower is more than enough. In fact, that should be coded back on again. But Flub's keeping his distance. I think he's worried about being silenced. Baited out the phase shift with the Viper Strike animation from TC. The Plug still got the denial on that tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not the way they were searching for it, but they do get the space for Ice Mike 88. This is what you get by having a Jakiro in your lineup. You force out the towers, and you force the rotations from the enemy, which then buys space for your other cores in the lanes. Now, IX Mike 88's having trouble on the bottom lane. If they need to, they'll trigger the Centaur ulti for this. If they need to. They don't need to. Double Edge comes off cooldown, and he'll slice him in two. And there he is, into the tree lines and heal up. That's either going to be a mech or a pipe. Oh, actually, no, it'll be a pipe, because the mech's being built up by the Doombringer. Yes, Doom really want to try. He can do some chip damage into the tower. But this Doom also needs a little bit more mana. He buys up the full mech. Would be worth getting like 2 clarities to come out for him. There should be some arcane boots coming in. Actually, no, not a single pair of arcane boots. The man who's meant to be buying them is Ned, and he's had to sacrifice himself completely for this lineup. But they're 3.5k in front of net worth, and 4,000 as far as the experience gain. And this PA is still a rather risky kind of thing. 1,400 gold? No, I hasn't actually spent any kind of money here. Why puck so low? Slots ticking out. That's a waste of a Dream Coil. It does hold them up on that top lane, so at least they won't TP themselves down the bottom lane straight away. But it's just a short delay, and now Fluff does come in. The Gush into the Doom. King Red's waiting with Blink Dagger. He just wants one person to come out a little bit too far, and now jumps up. Looking for the last hit. The Ravage to go. The tower still being brought down. But Baja, the Centaur only going to allow King Red to escape one way. The Sunstrike, no, he TP's out. There's no Ravage. The Burrow Strike too far away, and reveal the Blink Dagger too. I don't know if he saw that though. That may not have been spotted. He could have thought, well, okay, he just TP'd himself in and reached the Burrow Strike. That was another potential.
Demised.
Ned, gonna go for the mid. The Observer Ward's watching the SK. Does he have vision up that hill? No. Even with the walk down, he's checking. Oh, there's PA now with a just a broadsword, increasing the damage output. I doubt we're looking at a Shadow Blade. Should still just be a proper Battle Fury. But the regeneration's been taken care of by the bottle. That's why they have to worry about anything else. A Stifling Dagger into the Invoker and they can go. And there it is. Stifling Dagger, Wolf Stomp, Double Edge with the Seal too. There's an Amplified up. And the tier 1 tower in mid lane is gone. Sneaky Nyx Assassins, their vision. They got one Observer Ward watching the bottom, but there's no warding around the top rune area. Now because that Centaur is looking, Wolf Stomp, oh! That looked like the start of an Epicenter animation. I thought for a moment the SK was going to basically burn himself up then. King Red blinking out. They're looking for more kills here. The more kills the Pain get, the bigger their momentum is going to be. Because they're going to lose out in the tower push. Actually, no, they're not, because there's no Jakiro here. It's just Tide and TC. The Tides pull the creep wave up. And now, PA jumps in. Only one level up in coup de grace, but a Horf Stomp on the 2 with the Double Edge. The Centaur will be triggered. They realize the mech is available. TC will TP himself out. There's no follow-up onto him, however. And the Jakiro and the SK were on their way down too. Doombringer, no Blink Dagger available for him. But there's this nighttime. Their Observer Ward saw the fact the Fluffer stuff, as well as the SK came down here. So Doom's up over on the Jakiro. And now he's just trying to chase him down. We'll need a couple more attacks. The SK with the Burrow Strike will buy some space, but then PA right behind it. Sandstorm Evasion. And then Mystic Flare. Whoa! Committal. Committal is high. He'll stop to make sure he was going to go absolutely nowhere too. So 14 minutes in, 13-2. The advantage stretching the way up for the Brazilians. And the Phantom Assassin back towards that middle lane. Regeneration rune in hand. And it's actually going to be a Battle Fury build. No surprise. Damage output first. And then you can go to whatever you want to on this Phantom Assassin.
Middle tower is under attack.
The push is coming again from Nyx Assassins. Stifling Dagger slow. He's hoping for a couple of coup de grace procs with a Stifling Dagger too. Chip him down low so he can attack again. Flame Stuff's already down to half life. This is a 910 life point hero. They're still missing out in their mid tower. Pain need to bring more support if they want to try and control this. The Doom's already going to arrive. No Doom available. There is a Ravage available for IX Mike 88. TP's on the way in for the puck, and he just blinks himself away. Expecting IX Mike to just go for a straight Ravage. More support still there from the Skyrise with the Mystic Flare. Fluffers up. He had enough stick charge to keep himself alive. Throws the Ice Path out, but the Skywrath already backed up. He wasn't chasing it any further. He still has to give respect to the Blink Dagger Burrow Strike and, of course, the Ravage. And they seem to be quite happy with that. Farming up on the safe lane. There's now a Hooded Defiance up for the Centaur, 15 minutes in.
Is under attack.
The Viper's still looking very, very fat. 1,400 gold having mech as well as the treads. I would say Doom would help him, but the physical DPS of the of the PA. They're still going to carve through him. And if he does get doomed at the start, that's not really going to help him that much either. He's going to go for Agate himself. Yeah, TC. So the BKB not helping the Viper. He's going to go for the extra control from the ulti. Now Blink, Fire Strike with the follow-up into the Ice Storm. King Red is looking for the Hoof Stomp. The Ravage will be connecting. So the puck does go down and Centaur only has to be used to get away. At the same time, in comes the Doom. He'll trigger over on TC. The Viper Strike's already been thrown, but they want the tick down damage. Ice Mike 88 being sealed up and just orb attacked by Ned. He's got Mystic Flare available and now Fluffer Stuff as well as Mike coming in very, very close. Ned with the kill. The Centaur, well, he'll survive on a Beastic Alive. TC won't be as lucky. While Fluffer Stuff on the run. Concussive Shot will slow him down. The Mystic Flare, there's orb attack damage, and Fluff turns for the Ice Path. Cops a huge amount of damage from that Mystic Flare. And they just keep the base attack going. We'll need at least another 2 orbs before he can get this kill. Or maybe just 1. Level 4 orb attacks. This is a level 9 Skywrath Mage. Picking up the kills now is 17-3. And Sneaky Nick's Assassins, for all the potential they have for the quick pick-off and the puck, now we're still basically a 4v5.
Middle tower is under attack.
They got all their major abilities off. Baja, a little bit of trouble. Those Force Spirits are going to be removing his armor. He just TP's out. Cold Snap, he couldn't invoke. He did the Force Spirits and the Sunstrike recently, so he was unable to invoke up the Cold Snap. So unable to stop the TP out. Kind of crazy when you think about it. Nyx. No Blink Dagger. If he had it even then, with the Sunstrike help, potentially that would have been a kill over on the puck. But the Sunstrike would have actually been like a prediction Sunstrike. The Burrow Strike stun wouldn't have lasted, I think, that long. Yeah, delay of 1.7 up against the Burrow Strike. Actually, no, it's the full. Actually, it's a stun duration of 2.17. Yeah, that's fine. Straight Burrow Strike. They're coming top lane. TC, Centaur, they run through him, seal him up, Mystic Flare him up, and the Doom as well. Nothing was going to be left to chance on that kill. 18-3. The Doombringer now up at level 11. The Skywrath Mage getting closer to that as well. Even King Red with a Pipe of Insight. The recipe being purchased. The bulk of the rest of the pipe.
Dire's bottom tower.
And you've even got a double damage PA. Hide your children. That's a Battle Fury Phantom Assassin double damage. The Blink Dagger from the Tidehunter is nice, but he still needs the proper combination. This Invoker needs to be dropping meteorites, but then again,
Dire's top tower is under
they
attack.
need the damage output. Puck Orb's going to scout the fact they've already gone in, and then a Hoof Stomp on it too. They pause it. The Sand King is disconnected. He's just a little bit further up. He needs to Epi and then Burrow Strike in. But we've lost the Sand King from this fight. But that Hoof Stomp, catching out both Fluff and Invoker, and the double edge is being used right now on that Invoker. He'll lose so much life. Puck's got Dream Call available. And the Tidehunter, he bought the Blink Dagger, but it's just so close yet so far away. If he had Blink right now, he could jump into a Ravage and cause some serious problems. But he doesn't have the Blink. It's just too far away. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Ned as well as the Doom were taking the kill. Is that Doom TPing the tier 2? Yeah, tier 2 mid. They're coming over to try and contest Rosham. If they get these 2 kills on Jakiro as well as the Invoker quickly, they can take it. Mike can't do anything about it. In fact, even if he did have the Blink Dagger, he doesn't have the mana to help out. There's 1 stick charge on this Tidehunter, and still 19 seconds away from having his Arcane Boot. So it's only up to the SK. He can Epicenter. They're actually backing up Pain. I think they might be worried about a coordinated attack coming back their way, but now, well, the Tide, he does blink in, and the Blink of Burrow Strike, they kill off the puck. A lot of heroes still being caught out, and they're going to send everybody into the pit now from Nyx. The Doom did still TP in. Not a lot of mana up his sleeve, and obviously not a Doom available, but the PA, fairly certain she wants to get in there and try and battle this Epicenter. There's no Blink Dagger available right now. It's still 3 seconds, and now King Red back in for the Hoof Stomp. Control of Fluffer Stuff. No Epicenter coming yet. Ice Mike 88. Now the Epi will be prepped with the Deafening Blast, pushing 40R back. They need his kill. They need this PA. That's a 4-kill streak. Blink off cooldown in a moment. He's getting out of safety. Burrow Strike too late. Like, way too late. But still, the Puck and the Centaur both going down, and Roshan going the way of Sneaking Assassins. That was the best fight they could have asked for in such a situation. That far behind in net worth as well as experience. They needed something to kick back into this game, and now they've got it. So, bottom lane, Klutz, as well as Baja. Gonna wait for an opening. They don't know they're doing the Ancients at the moment. So they can't just jump themselves in. And with no Blink Dagger on a Doombringer, obviously you're not going to. Klutz is the only one with a jump. So they want someone to come up and farm up this lane. The Centaur already being used. Yeah, it looks like it's top lane. They managed to get the Aegis Immortal down on the Invoker. PA with their damage output and King Red with his control. It's easy enough. They're inching their way up. And now Fluff, TC, they're both visible. And they'll commit. Like, just Dream Call, whatever they got. Doom, yep, everything they've got into TC. Everything they've got, including the Mystic Flare. They just want the kill so they can push damage into that tower and keep the attention away from the top lane, where PA is rapidly approaching level 14. And also now with having a Battle Fury, easily farming up inside the jungle. Now Phantom Strike, Nyx, they're coming over. Anchor Smash removes a little bit of the damage here with a Cold Snap. They're going to try and slow him down. That Blur helping out. Actually out of range of the last Anchor Smash there of Ix Mike 88. And the Creep Wave arriving. The Phantom Strike away. Boom. Blink Dagger not available. They could still go for this. Mike blinked himself down for it. The now supports also come in. The Skywrath Mage has arrived on this top lane. They've got to keep the attacks coming into Ix Mike 88. Keep that Blink Dagger on cooldown. They don't have enough damage to stop this. And the Dream Call still on cooldown as well. So no range stun apart from King Red's. Invoker now going to go invis. Detection. There's dust. There's dust on Skywrath. But there's also that Sand King still hiding in the tree line. Someone who's not hiding. Fluff and stuff. Hoof Stomp. No Mystic Flare mana. Just throws the orb in the seal instead. So there's no Ice Path damage. King Red just needs to reach him in the double edge. The Ravage will buy him the space. Fluff and stuff turns around. There's your epicenter damage. The Puck to go down. And Centaur locked in the Ice Path. You've still got the PA trying to battle this one out. They got another stun? Nope. Sneaking Assassins, another fight going their way. Even though Doombringer now completes up his BKB while pushing the bottom lane. Up to 9.5k net worth. Seems no matter how many team fights Nyx Assassins are now taking, they're still so far behind in items. You do have that level 3 Necro book over on the Invoker, which is really big for him. TC, actually, he's not far off. How far is he away? Money-wise? Well, the 500 gold away from Aghanim Scepter. They're definitely catching up, they're just not fully done yet. And the time building a 4-staff. Not as bad position for Nyx Assassins as I thought. They still haven't got the big kill, which is a large amount of money from killing off the PA. But they got a lot of the other heroes in pain. Who are whittling away their lead at the moment. Yeah, starting to kick back down again. 10,000, now down to 6,000 in the last couple of engagements. Even the money down by 2.5k. This guy, you'd love to have a crack at this top lane. He needs help, though. Sunstrike. That's going to hit. It's going to hit. Puck not staying in the face shift long enough. And that is going to be a max level Sunstrike damage. That's why it only took just a Burrow Strike from the Sand King. Fantastic for him for experience. Better for the Invoker for money. Means you can look to your next disable item coming up on the Invoker, be it could even be a Scythe of Ice. It might be looking at survivability, though. A 4-star is still a very good item up against a hero like a Centaur. That's probably the reason why Mike is making sure he builds one in next. And there's your Aghanim Scepter now done for the Viper. Midas. There you go. 2.1k gold up on him too. So if he does want that 4-star, it won't take him long. Sand King enjoying the jungle for the moment, but now coming in to join the rest of his team. Bit of a group up like this kind of normally means you're looking for a smoke gank, and just not an orb coming up right now. That one belonging to the Invokers will actually be a Scythe device, or potentially Lincoln Sphere, but there's very little point having Lincoln Sphere when you got Stifling Dagger on the field, because that will trigger it every single time. And it's minimum, yeah, Commitment. Word. Searching for. Found. And that's almost... Is that a max spawn time? No, it's not. Actually, it's not a max spawn time. That's just 3 minutes, 10 seconds. That's when potential spawn time. It's going to be a very short spawn time, in fact, for Roshan. Action room for PA. Double damage for him. The BKB is still a while off. Or is it? Actually, no, there it is. 40R. He's got a Mithril Hammer inside of his sash. They get this BKB over on him. And life's going to get even harder. He's got to jump up and grab one of these creeps, however. There it is. Actually, no, he's short by 20. Then the Corey commits. Oh, yo, Corey, turn around, turn around. I know he does have it. He does have it. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. We'll move back. Thought he was short of money from somewhere. But he did actually have enough. It's counting incorrectly. So now the jump will come onto the tower, the tier 2, to be brought down. Support's coming up here, but they're being watched. Alright, they know that's the Dire Observer Ward. So with smoke, they'll come in under the cover. Blink, Ravage, Doombringer able to get the BKB off. He'll bring down the tower, but then Viper striked up. That Mystic Flare, very little to no damage with the Epics, and already killing up the puck flop for stuff. He's going to try and juke it around the tree lines, and they both TP out. They say no more fun. The Invoker ends the unstoppable streak of the Skywrath Mage. So 799 gold. That was a 6-0 streak of the Skywrath. The PA is still alive with its 4-0-5. When Nyx Assassins, and more fights like this, they've got this. And they're completely split up. The PA TP'd out without using the DD rune. The Doombringer triggered his own BKB, so unaffected by the Ravage. They got the tower, and then they just bailed. Kind of feels like Pain Gaming underestimate their ability to fight these engagements.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's like King Red looking for another opening. He's gonna find it on bottom lane. Fluff and Stump up a bit way, up a bit of a way. PA just an easy mop up. And now we'll attack the tier 2 tower. Fortification not available. So Nyx Assassin hiding in the tree lines, but King Red's moving up for this. Thinking maybe. Is there a target? Hoof Stomp. Was the SK waiting? Now they find him. And they'll bring him down. There's no observer was scouting out for that one, so maybe they saw him when he came into the lane. We're Pain Gaming now, looking towards that mid-tier 2 tower. Where Sneaking Assassins trying to attempt a split push. That's just too easy to mop up the lanes. So the tier 2 tower will go down in mid. Roshan's up in 10 seconds time, and if this is scouted out by Pain Gaming, they can take a very, very quick Roshan, but they're already moving the Centaur back. So they've lost his control. King Red actually very quickly on his way to a Shiva's Guard. While the Assault Cuirass is being birched up by the Doombringer. Getting both of the armor points first.
See no evil.
Well, Alex Mike 88 still celebrating the fact he finished up his 4-star, the 4th lowest net worth on the field. And about to get doomed up. Baja may as well commit it. They just want a quick kill here. And they'll take it. Misty Flare as well being used. Only 40-second cooldown. It's just the mana cost, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Invoker. Let's see if he can kill up the Centaur. Necro units. Cold Snap. King Red. He'll trigger the pipe with the Deafening Blast and the Centaur ulti. There's no way he's getting out of that one. That's beautiful play by the Invoker. While out up on top lane, Fluffer Stuff, Ice Path, a little bit off target. Kills off the ward at least. He's worried about losing the gem. He juked it! He juked it perfectly! The Meg Charge will come in. He's got his Ice Path off cooldown at the moment. Fluff and Stuff! Wonderful work in the trees. The TP out by the PA will be successful. Because of the BKB protection. But that was her 10-second BKB triggered. Because a Jakiro juked her in the tree line. Refused to give over that gem. Wonderful play by Fluff. Now they go in for Roshan. Have to be quick about it. The Demon Edge is already over. Oh, Doombringer as well. These BKB TPs out. Man, this is a Roshan for Nyx. There is nothing that Pain can do about this. They're too far away from the map. They're trying to force the lanes out without actually knowing when Roshan's spawning. The pings might come now, but it's already too late. With Medallion, Double Forged Spirits, a Liquid Fire, everything which Nyx Assassin have, they will be taking this Aegis Immortal. and put it into the hands of the Invoker.
Mortality.
And the fact you've also got Viper on a way to getting a Monkey King bar means the PA is going to have a lot more troubles in the future. Because you got a lot of survivability coming up from the Viper already with the mech and the Aghanim Scepter. It's a lot of life points to fight with for an agility hero. And then with the Viper Strike, PA's only form of movement will be Phantom Strike. Of course, when the Assault Cuirass and the Shiva's Guard comes in, that's going to really slow down Sneaky Nick's Assassins and give him such a huge armor deficit that actually even fighting in that situation would be difficult to... well, I'm not going to say impossible, just difficult. PA now with the Basher up. A little bit of casual lifesteal. Allows it to farm up inside the jungle with the base regeneration as well. Means you're always going to be at 100% life points ready to fight. And Alex Mike 88 chilling on the offlane. Doesn't want to come too close, however. The last 3 kills the Pain Gaming picked up here was just because one person thought they could come just close enough to leech some experience or maybe get 1 or 2 last hits. And then Pain just fought them. They ganked up straight away as they wait again patiently for Alex Mike 88. Most of Nyx are up on the top lane searching for the heroes hiding in the trees. And they'll find absolutely nobody. No joy on the gank. Shiva's Guard's on the way almost. There's a couple of 100 gold left for it. That's with the Scythe of Ice. The Invoker's still working through nicely through the levels. Up to level 19 in a moment. Once his Hand of Mires is used. Once you go straight up. Only finding one of these Kobolds. Might be saving it just for... oh, come on. Just take the money. Take the money. And the Mires he didn't use on the camp. I think he just wants a big creep. Wants the experience. There's mud golems on one side, and there's no creeps on another. This is not what they are really looking for. While up on top lane, the Sand King's still waiting for initiation time. The Pock's the one coming in close. With the Sunstrike, they know they can get the kill. As long as there's no Radiant Creep Wave just standing right next to the Puck, it should be a guaranteed kill. That's also assuming you can't get the... well, you won't get the phase shift in time. We already discussed that one. The stun duration time for SK's enough. He's in the epicenter. Jump him. Sunstrike. It's in position. The Invoker will down, and the Puck will go down. A lot of patience coming out here from Sneaky Nick's Assassins. Looks like Alex Mike's actually getting some time on this offlane to build into a refresher orb.
Haste.
And the Invoker also purchased up something new too. BTs for him. But Aegis only going to last another 3 minutes time. Now Alex Mike, not the position he wants to be in. He'll see him and then blinks away straight away. 4-staff up, the Siphoning Dagger is on the way, and wow! It's a nice amount of damage coming his way. He's going to hold on to the Ravage, the Mystic Flare will be used, and now they can get a revenge kill. Sunstrike again from Invoker, perfectly on target. The Burrow Strike is what set it up. They used the Stampede to try and bail out of that bottom lane. But just the quick chain stuns from Nyx Assassins gives them the advantage. So getting pickoffs here and there, almost nulling the advantage of the experience which Pain Gaming had. The net worth is still a little bit more of a problem. But most of that's going to be repaired when they bring down the tier 2 towers. And even then, Nyx Assassins, it's all about the team fight for them. And Pain pushing high ground up against this lineup of Nyx Assassins, it's very, very difficult. The high level's now up in the Invoker, so even an EMP Tornado is possible to try and stall them up. So you get your Tornado, EMP, depending on what other items you can pick up. Maybe you can do a full combination, which is then dropping the Meteorite down, the Cold Snap, 4 Spirits already summoned beforehand. The combination can be really, really big for the Invoker. You're just going to need something more like the Aghanim Scepter to make that really work. Now, a 5-man smoke gank coming up from Pain. Roshan's not available. They're drawing the line to, I think, come and loop around behind the heroes of Nyx Assassin on the bottom lane. They do have the big ones down there. But they don't know who else they can be scouted out by. That's actually the double javelins coming in. They'll kill the courier with a 3,000 net worth and then try and attack up the Sand King. He's sealed up so he can't Burrow Strike himself away. And he will drop. But at the same time, the courier gets killed off. I suppose the Jakira did go with him. 2 heroes and a courier kill, but it's the 2 supports as opposed to the 2 cores. It does delay the Monkey King bar, by a decent amount. But Nyx Assassins still managed to push out the lanes. They didn't lose their cores here. And there was a 5-man committal from Pain to ensure that. I'm not going to say it's a bad trade-off, but what Nyx Assassins is currently searching for is just a bigger, stronger Invoker. And a Viper who's also getting bigger. The fact that he already spent his money kind of doesn't really mean that much if he would have died. But they get some good pickoffs, and Mike, this is not what he wants to have happen. Blink, Hoof Stomp, the seal's going to come, so there's no way he can follow up. Actually, there's no seal on him. Just a lot of orb damage. 4 staff up. The seal already happened.
Cast upon the tide.
But just breaks free. But still 55 seconds on the sidelines for him. The Invoker moving very quickly inside that Ghost Walk. He needs more pickoff potential. I don't know if Orchid's really the way to do it, but he could technically run behind the lines, get a pickoff on the Skywrath Mage, and then just bail the crap out of there, and let the Tide then jump in with the SK. Just give themselves the advantage. The Ice Path, trying to catch the puck out. He does have the Liquid Fire on him, and then PA showing herself. We're going high ground now for Pain. The Viper Strike just ticking down the Doom a little. The Pipes are going to be triggered. It's regeneration from Scorch that's going to repair most of the damage. Now, 4-staff in the Burrow Strike on the PA. Try and bring him range to the Tier 4 towers. Huge amount of damage coming his way, but they can't control him. Maybe they can. The Viper ends it. That's a mega kill streak and a huge amount of money his way. Burrow Strike available. Oh, the BKB from Doom will protect him. And then King Red in for the double stun. He can't follow up though. The Ice Path from Frostbusters buying some space while that silence over on the Invoker. They'll need some buybacks. One, there's Ice Mike 88. Gets a perfect Ravage on 3 heroes. The Ice Path to follow up. They want Barja dead. He'll tick out from the Viper. Ending another streak. 862 gold. And then a double kill out. Also killing the Centaur. Mike is rolling in the dough. And now they're going to bring down Ned. The Invoker will take that one. The Sand King living life on a low amount of life points. And they're going to push down mid lane. There's no Necro units available anymore. Obviously, you're going to need them for the engagement. The TC did that with the entire time without his double javelins. There were buybacks, of course, coming out from the Invoker as well as the PA. The Invoker hit back hard enough. And it made it all worthwhile.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And this PA, I think she's 100% certain she wants to be part of this. But then again, with some buybacks from Pain Gaming, Nyx Assassins don't have Ravage anymore.
Middle tower is under attack.
They could actually end up regretting this. There's Fortification still available.
Radiant structures.
The Fortification is going to try and buy him a little bit of time. Where's your Puck Orb? Closet still back at base healing up. The top lane is pushing in a long, long way. But the Tier 3 tower's already gone. He'll get the Dream Call off, and the double buybacks will come from the Centaur. But then at the same time, PA trying to attack the Invoker. The Mystic Flurry should walk back into it, and the Hoof Stomp. Double spill damage. Almost connected. The Epicenter will now come in with a double Burrow Strike. With the Ice Path buying a little bit more space to escape out of here. Shiva's kind of fluffer stuff, revealing him in the tree lines. So the Tide will go down. The Invoker will survive. They brought down the Tier 3 tower. And Pain Gaming, they waited as long as they could to do those buybacks. Instant ones at the same time coming up from the Skywrath as well as the Centaur. But what do they really get in return? They still lost their Tier 3 tower. They lost their Tier 2 tower. And they killed off a Tide Hunter as well as a Jakiro. The Tide, it didn't really matter anyway, because when he came back to... Oh, actually it does, because he bought the Refresher Orb. There's no buyback available. That's why you're already seeing the Jakiro buy back into this game. He needs to be here. Because without him, they have to have the defense. They're coming in close to BKB from Baja. They're looking for the trade-off of towers. They can't really get all the way in. The BKB wears off. And Nyx Assassin successfully defend. And their greed is actually rewarded. IX Mike 88 just needs the perseverance, and then they got double ravaged available. And these BKBs, they've been pretty well spammed by Pain Gaming. The PA has been a little bit more conservative with hers. We're down to 6 seconds over on the Doombringer. And King Red doesn't even own one. He bought a Shiva's Guard as well as the Pipe. And Nyx Assassin's being a little bit more cautious about this. The Ravage is up, the Epicenter is still on cooldown, but that's an Aghanim's upgraded Epi now. In 22 seconds time. Pain Gaming breaching high ground. I just don't know if they could do it. I did it with the BKBs before. That was with still the Tide Hunter on the sidelines and no Ravage available. And Nyx Assassin scared out the fact that Roshan's up. Is there an Observer Ward? Nope. This is another Roshan, the third one on the map now, that will go the way of Nyx Assassins. The experience kicking back up for Pain, but I don't think it even matters anymore. The golden experience means jack all. It's winning the team fights. And Nyx Assassins have what it takes to win the team fights. The split push from Pain doesn't exist. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist there for Nyx Assassins either, because the Invoker has BT, so he's capable of doing such a thing. The Tier 2 tower even gets mopped up by the creep wave only, which reveals the fact that Pain Gaming are elsewhere, trying to find an opening somewhere else. But when the Roshan goes down and you lose your Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, yeah. Money and experience increase in Nyx Assassin should be better. They did pull out of the lanes for a while to do that, but the Aegis and Cheese makes it worthwhile.
Double damage.
And the Aegis, the Immortal, given over to, well, of all people, the Tidehunter. So I assume there's going to be a jump into Ravage, and then potentially tank up everything else they've got, die, and then trigger the Ravage again. That'll be my assumption. Spam everything else he's got beforehand, even if you get like the second gush off. Because your mana pool is normally quite restrictive on a Tidehunter. That probably should have been the Invoker with the Aegis, and given the Tide the Cheese, considering he doesn't have to die for the cause. He can stay alive. The Aegis doesn't have to be triggered. And it may not even be triggered. Pain Gaming, a 5-man move? Maybe that's what they feel they're forced into. It's going to be a rough ride. And that Viper is pretty damn big, and the Invoker now has also a full 10-second BKB coming out in the Courier. Well, as long as it picks up all the items. It turned around for a moment to pick up IX Mike's Refresher Orb, which is available now, which means a 5v5 fight for Pain Gaming. It's only possible if the Ravage only hits heroes which are in BKB, and then they kill him off before he's able to let the second one go, or their BKBs wear off. Or all of the above. The PA has at least got a little bit more control with the Abyssal Blade, but the survivability is still quite low. The BKB will most definitely be there, but the Invoker is getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. Not to mention the Viper, who's getting very close. In fact, I think he can complete his full Assault Cuirass.
Regeneration.
I know, actually no, he's a little bit short. Trying to do the math in my own head. Not working at the moment. I think he has enough money now, but he won't have buyback. That's probably the more important thing. If he spends it right now, he will not have buyback. So now TC, he did actually buy the plate mail and the chain mail for now, but he doesn't want to complete it until he's 100% certain. Because he's not walking around with the Aegis the Immortal either. He could have dropped the Ring of Aquila and taken it himself. I think he kind of sits there going, well, I'm not going to die. And the Invoker's pretty confident too. With 10 armor and 2,000 life points, he's feeling confident. Up against the 1,507 armor of IX Mike 88. He's got Kraken Shell. Not to mention Ravage. Initiating in on him is a lot more difficult than it sounds. In the meantime, Pain Gaming, scooping up and farming. I think it's smoke time again for them. But they got no aggressive wards searching for this. You got 2 defensive wards out from Nyx Assassins right now, one watching over the Roshan pit, and one watching the movement into their own jungle. And these, at this point, are the only 2 observer wards on the entire map. Now, Nyx Assassins can't find their opening. All they should really be looking to do is probably just force a lane, force a fight. They can try and go down mid, but they need to know what's basically, like, they need to have an observer ward up here, and they can't need to have one over here. So know what's coming their way. You can move yourself in and just come up through this direction. It's probably the safest path of all, considering how far that bottom lane is pushed in. That'd be the easiest way to go. And now Nyx, okay, so straight down mid. Straight down mid. What? Do you have any other new items up and anyway before this one actually starts? Just the Abyssal, like a normal Blinks. Now that's basically all she wrote. The Assault Cuirass is still not finished in this fight, before this fight. So they're holding on to the buyback potential, in case things go wrong. Fortification is up for Pain Gaming now. And just chipping away at the range ranks, trying to force the fortification. And the range rake's already down to half-life, and there's the fortification. Support coming in through the rear, they get the Doom over on TC. Force up, didn't get him up the hill, but the BKBs are spamming out. IX Mike 88 moving forward. He's waiting for the BKBs to be over, and he actually doesn't even get that time. Invoker's on the sidelines, TC's on the sidelines. There's your Dragon Zeppy with a follow-up rage. Refresher, second Ravage now up. It's a double kill for Fluff for stuff of all the people. You get the Liquid Fire on multiple heroes, a double buyback by PA. The Ice Path catching out King Red, and there's no stun. The Burrow Strike going and killing off Net. They do have the double edge though. And that'll kill off the TPing out. Hero of the Jakiro. Wolf Stomp. You can see him. The gem's there. Burrow Strike to the other side of the tree line. King Red, 3 seconds until Blink Deck is off cooldown. But he will not catch up to Nyx Assassins. They did bring down the range racks. Committed the double Ravage for it. And for a team that was still so far behind in gold and experience, it's not a surprise at all. This money is being held onto by the Viper, but I don't think he's got much of a problem anymore. They'll want to have that Assault Cuirass for next engagement. The PA is trying to force up the mid. But the SK can, I'm not going to say he can hold a route. Because he doesn't know where that Centaur is. Potentially the gem could catch him. But a Blink to borrow with Anchor Smash. Gush as well. It's slowing down the TA. She still wants to finish the job. With the Centaur coming up. Viper's is up and running now. 1 second. I mean 1 second. He was 1 second when I said that. And there's Blink Sandstorm and hold him out. And he does actually buy the full AC. It's no holding off on money next engagement. It's the Doombringer. How's he looking? He got that Assault Cuirass and not much has happened for him after that point. Dropped down to the 5th highest net worth on the map. With PA and Centaur in front of him.
Illusion.
All these wonderful killing sprees the Pain were walking around with just disappeared from them. And it's mainly just because their team fights aren't working right. You can get a Blink Dagger over on Fluff. And position really is worthwhile. For the first time in the entire game, the net worth advantage goes to Nyx Assassins. They're still losing on the experience, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Most of the cores for the everyone's over level 16, which is the primary thing you're searching for. Even then, your puck is still sitting at level 18. So there's no extra stats up your sleeve to try and survive these engagements. But when you're 3-8-9 now on a puck, life be hard. Even Skywrath Mage with his great start is sitting at 8-4-9. This is probably not what Pain envisioned after their early game. Nyx Assassin just stuck with it. They really just stuck with it. I still think that juke around the PA by Jakiro, one of those moments where you just waste your entire BKB. And the fact that Nyx Assassins have been capable of getting 3 Roshans, the next one potentially spawns up in 10 seconds time. If they take a 4th Roshan, it's almost unforgivable. Because Pain have to get, they can't breach high ground. And every time Nyx Assassins are able to evenly trade with them, it's a 30-second spawn time. But they're able to evenly trade because they have Aegis and they have the cheese. They still have the cheese over on the Invoker. Invoker's coming down looking for a kill. Ned's backing himself up. There's no dire Observer Wards on the map anywhere right now.
Invisibility.
And the Radiant Observer Wards are up in the mid lane as well as down near the Ancient area. Ned will come in. Just a fraction of a second too early to realize that Roshan's up and alive. Where are Nyx headed? They're surging through their jungle and they don't find anybody. The smoke will break. Oh, will it? Actually, it doesn't break in any kind of vision of Pain Gaming. But Pain are waiting. Like, the patience from these boys is high. SNA will move towards the bottom lane, trying to push it out as quick as he possibly can. Just a little bit of harassment on the side. And now, in they come. That PA is going to work fast and hard. Double Ravage is available. Blink up, looking for the Hoof Stomp. Not going to be there. They do attack into the SK, but then a 4-star up, a big Dream Call. IX Mike still holding onto that double Ravage. He's waiting out the BKB times, which are actually being used by the Invoker. The SK is down. They will easily pick up the Skywrath Mage, but Roshan's already been done. So Aegis and Cheese this time belongs to Pain Gaming. Fluffer stuff. Hoof Stomp will cancel his TP out. So Gems get to be dropped. The Invoker brought back, and they're going to come high ground. So Aegis into the PA. The cheese over on Baja. And this will take one hell of a defense. The Necrogus will go on a cooldown in a moment. And the Infectory just triggered the pipe. One swing and the creep wave goes. 17-4-7 on the crit from the Phantom Assassin. Searching for one opening. That's all they need. Now, Ravage, the BKB get off from the Doombringer, and then they use some Trump by some time. Deafening Blast, secondary Ravage. They've managed to actually isolate the Doombringer, but he gets the cheese off at the end. And that could be GG right there. The swing cleave, that's it. They will lay waste to the Nyx Assassin base. There is way too much power. It is 5v1. The buyback available for both Invoker and Tide both being used, and they're just going for the tier 4 towers. With no Ravagers up, with no Necro units available, they keep fighting. The 4 stuff away from Mike is nice. Now the Fortress will go down. They're going to fight. The SK's coming up. Fight to the end. Epicenter on the way in. Burrow Strike over the Doombringer. 40 He's low on life, but look at the crits coming in for the PA. Still with the Aegis of the Immortal. Flufferstuff's being sold up by now. There it is. GG is the call. They just cannot beat that much damage at the end of the day. The team fights were looking to be good. And when the Aegis and Cheats goes the way of pain, if they brought the Doombringer down, and we could have actually extended this engagement a little bit longer. And maybe then they could find the advantage. So, well, Nyx Assassin's the first one to take a Rax. It was a ranged Rax down the middle lane. They committed so much for it. But Pain's their advantage. It does win out at the end of the day. So game number 1 going the way of Pain. We'll be back here in a couple of moments' time for Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Game number 2. Their matchup against Pain. Will they be able to qualify themselves in for the Final 4? We'll find out. Stay tuned. We'll be back.